Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Consumer Research, Will Hild.
Hello. Well, as you just heard, my name is William Hild. I'm the Executive Director of Consumers Research. We're the nation's oldest consumer protection organization. We have a 90-year pedigree of standing up for the consumer and amplifying their voice in the marketplace. And last year, we launched the Consumers First Initiative advertising campaign. You may have seen some of our ads running today. We were sick and tired. We were sick and tired of seeing corporations trying to distract from their betrayal of the American consumer by going woke and cozying up to woke politicians. Companies like Coca-Cola and Nike benefiting from forced labor in China and then turning around and trying to preach to the American consumer about what their politics should look like? Or how about Ticketmaster, fresh off paying record fines to avoid prosecution for multiple felony counts of hacking? They turn around and tell us how elections ought to be run? It's obscene. We heard last week from a top former Levi's executive that a company whose very product was once synonymous with American freedom worldwide, even to people living behind the Iron Curtain, that company has now become a gulag of stifling groupthink, overseen by its CEO, Chip Bergh. Even companies that have America in their name, un-American Airlines, un-American Express. These companies wrap themselves in the flag and then betray our nation's values. CEO Doug Parker of American Airlines has the temerity to go grandstanding about legislation in Texas. Maybe it's because he's trying to distract from the fact that taxpayers helped fund his $10 million plus paycheck with a bailout. American Express chief executive Stephen Squeri is running around forcing his employees to undergo racist white privilege trainings. These companies will stop at nothing to distract from their betrayal of the American consumer. Which brings me to BlackRock's CEO, Larry Fink. The most powerful man in the world that no one asked for, no one voted for, and no one but the power-hungry totalitarian left is ever happy to see. But let me just take 1 second, because before I go attacking the world's largest investment management company and its CEO, Larry Fink, who's a noted friend of Hillary Clinton, I would be remiss if I didn't just take a quick second for all you good people, the record and the camera, to just note that I've personally never been happier in my life, and I have no intent or plans to be suicided. But let's get back to Larry. As CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink controls $10 trillion of assets. For reference, that's about half the annual GDP in America. But remember, it's not his money, it's your money. It's state, local, federal pensions. It's the American workers' 401ks. And what is he doing with that? He's using it to deliver a 1-2 punch to the American consumer. Here in the United States, he uses his market power to bully corporations to inject his personal politics in the way that they're run and to curry favor with the Democratic Party. Second punch? That's over in China, but the story's the same. The only difference is that over there it's not the Democratic Party, it's the Chinese Communist Party he sucks up to curry favors with your money. Even George Soros has said this guy is a threat to national security. He is taking your dollars and betting on China. He even went so far as to help aid and advise Chinese common officials in their trade negotiations against the Trump administration. But here's the thing. Now that we've blown the lid off of his China hustle, Larry can't backpedal fast enough. In his latest annual letter to CEOs, he says, "I'm not political. I'm not woke." He said that. And he's running around hiring renter Republicans like Dahlia Blass from the SEC to quietly send letters to Texas legislators lying and saying, "We're the best friend the oil and gas industry's ever had." They even tout their massive holdings in energy companies like Exxon. But what are they doing with those holdings? Last year, they helped vote on 3 radical environmentalists to the board of directors of Exxon, whose stated goal is to get that company not focused on serving American consumers affordable gas, but on Larry Fink's personal politics. And because of that, it's been reported that Exxon is now considering divesting itself of 2 of their largest and newest projects, one in Mozambique and one in Vietnam, that represent over $30 billion of American know-how and investment, paving the way to have them scooped up by foreign firms, maybe a firm like PetroChina, which coincidentally BlackRock is heavily invested in. If we don't fight back, Larry Fink and BlackRock's malfeasance will lead to higher gas prices at the pump and higher prices at the grocery store. And they'll use your investment dollars to prop up an authoritarian communist regime. So in closing, let me deliver a very simple message. From every boardroom to every C-suite, from Doug Parker to Larry Fink, if you think you're going to distract from your betrayal of the American consumer, your failures as a fiduciary, and your misdeeds overseas by going woke, it's not going to work. We are Consumers Research, and we will come for you. Thank you, CPAC. I will see you on the battlefield.